Absolutely beautiful. Everyone give Nancy a hand. Isn't she awesome? Thank you so much, Nancy, for creating a safe space and pre-paving our time together. Awesome. Caught her by surprise, totally. Yes. I know, but next time she's going to be prepared.
I was not prepared. That's why I say.
It's all you were ready, and that's the main thing. Right? You were ready. You were ready. Okay, guys. So we are gathered here tonight to answer any and all questions in the room. All questions are welcome. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to take our understanding of how life works further than it has been before. We're going to leave our time together feeling more confident than what we felt when we came in. So let's begin. Is there anyone in the room who wants to get us started? Akbar.
You. Okay. I have a question. I don't know how to. I want to know your opinion. You know when they say someone manifests a person, but like they normally say specific person, meaning that maybe they have someone in mind that they want to have a relationship with. From your, I want to know your viewpoint on that. That's all. That's my question.
Okay. Let me see if I understood your question. So I understood the part that people want to manifest a specific person. What is the question there?
Right. How you would approach it from your so how would someone approach it? That's
okay. How
yeah.
if somebody wants to manifest a relationship with a particular person, how can they go about manifesting it?
That's correct. Yeah. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
By not thinking that your happiness depends on it. By not thinking that that is the only person with whom you can have a satisfying, amazing relationship. That's how. Because the minute you become too attached and you start thinking, how will this happen? Do they even see me? Do they even know how I feel? When you start thinking those kinds of things, you start generating neediness and you start generating resistance. And those two things will keep you from getting what you want.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
So,
Thanks.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is, if somebody is attractive to you because you love their vibration, then you have to match their vibration wherever they are on the emotional scale, because people on a similar vibration come together. If you're not on the same vibration, you can't come together.
Let's see. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Right? You're welcome. Awesome. All right. Christina, so good to see you here. Awesome. Nancy, Deborah, Gay, Sue, Tammy, so good to see all of you here. Joyce, are you here for the first time in this Q&A? No, you've been here before? It must have been a while. You're muted. Oh, you're still mute. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, no, I listened in one time previously.
Okay. Did you bring any questions for us tonight?
Like, put me on the spot. Actually, Sue and I were talking earlier today, and I know Sue has brought it up previously about her sister. And so when Sue and I were talking today, I said, my question to myself was, why does that bother me, the way she lives her life? By allowing three grown men to like not work, and she's doing all the working. I understand that that's her. She creates her own reality. That's whatever lessons she needs to learn. But why does it bother me? Like, I want more for her. Like, I wish more for her. You know, I wish her life to be easier. I understand she's created this reality. She seems to be fine. Not that she doesn't occasionally, you know, want more, but, you know, doesn't do anything about it to create something different.
Yes.
So the question was like, why does that bother me?
Because you care too much.
Yes.
See?
Okay, so how do I not care too much?
It's about understanding that when you care too much, you actually create the opposite of what you want. Right? So when you understand that, it's like, you know how when our children are little, I don't know if you have any children, Joyce. Okay, but when children are younger and they're sick, we want them to take their medicine. We know that the medicine is horrible, it tastes bad, but we want the child to have the medicine so that they feel better. And it's the same thing, really, is you're seeing her, you think that she's sick in a way, and you want to give her some medicine. She doesn't want it.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't want it. And unless someone wants something,
Right.
you can't give it to them. It'll fall to the wayside. There's so many times when we buy, I mean, this has happened, I see it happening to people, it's certainly happened to me, that I save and save and save, and, you know, I'm thinking back to a period of time in my life when I wasn't financially comfortable, and I actually save so hard to get something that one of my children has asked for, and then I get it for them, and then it's like, you're so thankless, you know? Like, I did all of that.
I always say, you know, it's not advice unless someone asks for it. Like,
Well,
when
exactly.
we give stuff
Exactly.
and they didn't ask for it,
Exactly.
there is no value
There's
there.
no value. But wanting something for someone else works the same way. You see? When you want something for them that they don't want for themselves, it's the same concept. It's actually going to make things worse, not better.
So what's your recommendation for how do you flip it for yourself?
So for yourself, it's an understanding that you're the one going down the emotional scale.
Right. Because I can't do anything for, I mean, I can't,
No.
you know, I'm not looking for her to change.
right.
It's what do I need to do for myself?
What you need to do for yourself is to remind yourself that your work is to go up the emotional scale. Because you're hurting yourself and you won't get anything in return for that.
Right.
No good can come off it.
Right.
So then you just have to tell yourself, first of all, tell yourself that. Then you appreciate her exactly the way she is. Accept her and her life exactly the way it is. It's like, I can't do anything for her, but I can just still love her. My job is not to judge her, which is what we do when we collect over here. We create a safe place because we want there to be no judgment in the room, because judgment takes us down the emotional scale. In a way, you are judging her. And so if you stopped doing that, your friendship would go to a whole other level. Because what happens is when we judge someone else, it shifts our vibration just a little bit. It's not the same.
I guess up to this point, I haven't felt like I was judging her. I can see that it is. I just felt like it was wanting better for her, or life to be easier for her.
It's not your job to want something for someone else.
Right.
Right? When you do that, you are judging them, because you're saying, my friend, you're not doing what you should be doing. In that, there is judgment.
Right.
Right? See, we think people should want some things and they don't want them. Another example I can give you is that, and certainly again, it's from my own life. I thought that my son was musically inclined, and he is, but I got him piano lessons, and after not very long, I think just a couple of months, he said he doesn't want to do it. Right? So now I see the talent, and I think you should explore your talents. You should develop your talents. You've got this natural talent, right? Because he can pick up a tune just by the ear, on the guitar, on the piano. So I want to encourage that, but he's like, nah, I'm done. I don't want to do this. Right? But that's exactly what you're doing with your friend. You're saying you can have a life that is better if you stop doing this. But it's not what she wants. Because if she didn't look after her boys, she would not be able to enjoy anything else.
Yeah, and Sue and I had this conversation too. You're talking about men that, they're not boys. But how are you as a parent, and I'm just trying to understand this, not being a parent, how are you as a parent not just enabling that to not teach them or help them be self-sufficient?
I know what you mean, but we think that there's something going wrong here, but nothing is going wrong here. From the point of view of source, and what we say alignment is looking at things from the point of view of source.
Right.
But as far as source is concerned, those boys are asking, and she is the mechanism through which the universe is delivering to them what they want. And she's okay with it. So as far as source is concerned, nothing is going wrong. As far as all four of them are concerned, nothing is going wrong. But it's not what you would do. So to you, it feels like she shouldn't be doing it. And there are times when you actually see her hurting because of what she's doing. And you think that the boys she's enabling them, and they're not going to be self-sufficient. She's training them not to be self-sufficient. But that's not true, because when they can no longer count on her support, they'll become self-sufficient very quickly. Because self-preservation, everyone understands that. They'll be fine. They'll figure it out. But why shouldn't they be comfortable while they can be? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there's comfortable, and then there's just lazy. Like, you're not contributing anything to the household. Or she's saying, well, they don't cost me anything. And I said, I don't understand. Like, they use your water, they eat your food, they use your electricity. How does that not cost you anything?
But that's you saying that, right?
Right.
It's
but
you
when
saying
she says
that.
it to me that they don't cost her anything, that's my response. Like, what do you mean?
No, because you're looking at a financial cost, and she is looking at the emotional cost. To her, the emotional cost of looking after, they might be meant to you, but to her, they are her boys. The emotional cost to her of not doing that is very high. Way higher than the financial cost. See? And we all know this. When a loved one is sick, we will do whatever we have to do to get them the medical assistance that they need. Right? People sell their homes. They do whatever they need to do in order to provide that medical care because they want it so much. So that's the financial cost no longer matters because the emotional cost is so big in that situation. to her, the emotional cost of not supporting her boys is so high that the financial cost doesn't even matter. It's
Okay, that helps.
it's so tiny in comparison that it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And this is, what, Joyce, this is the reason why we cannot understand. It's not our job to understand why people want certain things and not want other things. Because no matter how much we want other things for them, it's what they want for themselves that makes a
Right.
difference.
Right. No, that helps a lot. Thank you.
You are very welcome. All right, Deborah, go ahead.
Hi, Zara. Thank you, everybody. I have a couple quick questions. A new unicorn. Is this meeting open to unicorns, this Q&A?
Yeah.
It is. And I specifically invited him. Has closed off his Facebook because he fears repercussions from his shouting about his political views.
Okay.
And I invited him to tonight's Q&A just to make sure that, maybe he could get some better insight. I've tried sharing what I've gleaned from all of our visits together.
Yes.
And I haven't made a dent. And, I know it's a trust recession issue for him, that's something that's very dear to me that I'm working on right now myself. And I recognized that for him. So, I just have decided that, well, I have to let go and let God take care of it. I can't focus on his issues right now. All I could do was invite him and keep making him share appreciations with me every day.
Absolutely.
That's the best I can do.
Absolutely. So, what sort of support are you looking for from me just now?
Well, I guess nothing. I just wanted confirmation that I was on track with that.
Yes, you are. Absolutely. You can't help people who don't want to be helped.
That's the medicine thing. I thought that was interesting that Joyce's question segued right into the same answer.
Absolutely. He's not ready to hear the answer.
No.
See, because the vibration of the question and the vibration of the answer are very different vibrations. So people actually have to move into this other vibration, which means you can only move into the vibration of the answer if you have hope. Right? Otherwise, the answer is not available. Think about when we lose our keys, we have to have the hope that we will find them. Right?
Yeah.
So hope is the key. And if he is not in a vibration of hope, then he won't find the answer. Even though it's right there, it's staring him in the face, he won't see it.
Understood.
Okay? So this is the thing, that old proverb, you can take the horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? That's what that means, is people, if the horse is not ready, you can't make it drink. The horse will trample you if you try to force it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to be judgmental of his point of view, and he's entitled to look at things the way he wants to.
Exactly.
And however he's ready to. He's not ready yet to
He's not ready yet.
open to trust. I mean, it took me quite a while. I've been here 3 years, so this is the first week that I have not used my pendulum for days. So it's there, getting dusty, because I'm working on the trust issue.
Yes.
The answers will come. And
The
I'm
answers will
trying
come.
to go with
That's
feelings rather than
And when
trying
he's
to
ready,
force it.
he will hear the answers.
Great.
Right? Because even if you were to speak, so let me give you an example that is about you. You go and listen to an Abraham video, or you go and listen to one of my videos. You're in the 365 group. You go and listen to it. And then you go and listen to it again, and you're like, did I really listen to this before? Because I'm hearing all different things right now. Right? So it's your readiness changes. And when your readiness changes, you're able to hear different things. You can't hear something that you're not on that vibration. It's that tuning into the radio station, right? So the radio station is transmitting. Well, that's the thing. The radio stations, all the radio stations are all the time transmitting. But you don't hear the transmission unless you tune into that radio station. So that's why we talk about alignment and tuning, because there's lots of transmissions happening, but what are you tapping into?
Thank you. That's so helpful.
You're welcome.
Well, I have to focus on what I need to take care of.
Exactly. That's
I
right.
can't take care of anybody else. I'm not his big sister.
Exactly. Very good. You got it.
Thank you.
All right. Nancy, go ahead.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. Fantastic. How are you?
So question, I'm wondering if I have to stay, because I've been kind of more annoyed-ish, and I'm wondering if I'm just not staying long enough in meditation. So
You're annoyed with
little
whom?
things.
What are you annoyed with or whom?
John a lot.
Hmm?
He's doing exactly, John,
John. Okay.
is doing exactly what he said that he would not do, because he finds that obnoxious when people do it. The email after email after email kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's like, he tells me things to work on fine, but initially he said once a week, and then I'll have a week. And then he follows, it's what Raj used to do, the same pattern.
Okay.
So I know I need to do more appreciations, which I've been. But then I've also been thinking, like, when I do meditation twice, I only stay 10 to 15 minutes, so maybe that's just not long enough. And then my other question is there a way, because I do go into the space, but is there a way when I'm in there to just stay longer somehow? Just to sort of be less annoyed.
The value of meditation is a good tool to use if when you come out of meditation, you don't go and pick up on your old thoughts. Otherwise, there's no point in increasing the length of your meditation. Is not helpful. What's helpful is not picking up on your previous thoughts. Has nothing to do with the length of your meditation. Okay? So that's the first thing I want you to know. When you come out of your meditation, that is the perfect time to do a 2-minute rampage of appreciation. Okay? That will do more for your alignment than extending the time period of your meditation. Number one. Number two, if there is any kind of doubt in your mind that John is he going to be like Raj, or is he going to be better, then
Listen, yes.
that's why you're creating what you're creating. Don't do that. Number three, Nancy, is if that's the way the company operates, then you just give in. You just stop fighting it and you just say, okay, this is how they operate. I just have to accept it, get used to it, and stop letting it bother me.
I think it's also bothering me because, like, I got further behind, and at the end of the day, like, there was 5 more accounts that I wanted to get to, and I'll be doing it in the morning. So then it's like, if I was faster and because I'm not good enough or something.
So if you think that you're not faster or fast enough, then, there are lots of people who say that, okay, I'm not fast enough, so I'll just spend more time doing it because I want to do a good job. Don't make it about your self-worth. That's what you're doing here. Don't do that. You're wonderful, you're beautiful. And there are times when we need to do more because we want the end result that doing more will give us. So you want that end result. That's why if you have to do more, that's okay because it's part of the deal. This is, see, this is the organization you have manifested. This is the deal. So if you need to do more, then you need to do more.
Okay.
Okay? Because if you fight it, then it's only going to get worse. If you just accept it, okay, this is what I signed up for, it's okay. Just like Raj wasn't meant to be there forever, John is not meant to be there forever, and maybe I'll find another better job and I'll move on in the next couple of months. Who knows? Universe, I'm open to whatever happens. But for now, this is my lot. This is what I've signed up for. So I just have to get through it. I just have to keep doing my best under any and all circumstances because I want to be here. See, when I was in the corporate setting and people used to bitch about the organization, my answer to all of them was, there's a line of 100 people waiting to get in. You are here for yourself because you want to be here. If you don't like it here, leave. There's 100 people outside waiting to take your job. So when we are working for an organization, we are there not out of the goodness of our hearts, because we love it so much. We are there because we love ourselves so much that we don't want to upset the boat with regards to our income and our growth and our career development. That's why we are there, right? And we want to do an honest job, meaning the company wants to get every bit out of you that you promised to give them. And that's fair enough. That was the deal. We will pay you and you will do this much work for us. Right?
Right.
So as long as you need the job, you've got to find a way to soothe your angst and go with it. Because if you start focusing on the angst, it's only going to get worse. Don't do that. Distract yourself immediately. John is just doing his job. Maybe there's somebody breathing down his throat, like his back, asking him to check in on everyone all the time. Maybe that's part of his job. He's just doing his job. See, if Raj did things one way and then John is also doing things the same way, that just means that they are following their orders, whatever their orders are.
Yeah.
That's just how the organization works. Okay? Yeah. So we control the controllable. Whatever is not under our control, we have to make peace with it. All right. Good question.
Thank
You're welcome. So what are you going to do differently?
Do appreciations right after meditations, and do more appreciations if I feel annoyed.
No.
I'm already doing the pre-pay, so
So pre-paving is a good thing. Pre-paving helps you to stay in alignment. However, it's not, you can't appreciate something that is bothering you. That's too big a jump. Don't do
no,
that.
I mean like appreciate, like while I'm being annoyed, appreciate like the daffodils that I saw today. That
Yes,
sort of
distract yourself. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Good. You've got a handle on this. You're going to be fine. You know how it works. Awesome. All right, Sue.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. My son has always had very strong emotions about everything in life, and he gets very upset when he's dealing with my grandson about disappointing him if he says no to something. and then he kind of wallows in it for a length of time. Runs it by me, and I just kind of listen. I don't really know what to say other than just listening because I don't want to turn it into an argument. But I just want to understand it a little better.
What in it is do you want to understand?
How he has it's like a pattern that he just gets stuck in, and he can make a night of it, of feeling bad, and he seems to have like regrets and feeling bad about things more than other people I know.
Okay.
It's
So,
it's like a disc he gets on and has a hard time getting off of it.
so what? See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. So what? He doesn't know any better,
You're right.
right? That's why basically he gets on this disc and he stays on it because he doesn't know any better.
Mm.
But the way to teach him is only if he asks for help or to show him what you do. And sometimes you can have a conversation by not making it about the other person, but making it about yourself.
Mm.
One of the ways to teach people is to not make it about them, because soon as you say to someone, you should not do this, instead you should do that, their hackles go up because you are making them feel inappropriate. So when the hackles go up, the ears close. Nothing goes in. Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes, and not at the time. So, like the time to tell someone to calm down when they're angry is not when they're angry. Because if you tell an angry person to calm down, it just makes them angrier, right? So you don't talk to your son to try and help him when he is in that space where he's beating up on himself or whatever, he's unhappy. Don't do that. But maybe at a time when he's feeling better, maybe a day or so later, tell him a story about yourself. I remember when you were 10, how annoyed I used to get with you because, and then think of an example that he will remember where he behaved exactly like your grandson.
Yeah.
And then you didn't take it too seriously. Even if you did, but you're trying to teach a lesson, right? So then you say, that happened, and it's interesting. I was just thinking about that, and you were so cute and so adorable. So you got to massage his ego. You got to make him not feel that you are judging him or making him feel inappropriate, but just tell it like a story.
Yeah.
Of what you did.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for too, because I don't feel like I'm judging him. I don't think he's inappropriate. I understand all that.
Yeah.
It's just like, what can I do? That
Yeah. You
would
can
feel
tell
good to
him
me
a
and
story.
feel good to him. I know the other day he was complaining about everything going wrong on the job that he was on. Everything was going wrong. And all I said was, tomorrow's a new day. and the next day was, and it was, and he commented on me how much better the next day was going.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much,
Yeah.
it was a simple solution,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. So as parents, we have to be very careful how we approach things with our children.
Yeah. And I've gotten better at letting him just hear himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's,
Yes. Don't take it
What's
on
the
you.
best?
It's not your job.
yeah.
He can figure it out. But you can help if you felt like it. But just do it in a way that doesn't make him feel inappropriate. Because then that's the only way you can have an impact. Yeah. You can do that.
That's good.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gay, how you doing?
Hi, Sarah. Good, good. I don't know if I have a question, but it's a bit of a follow-up from Sunday's call
Okay.
that I thought I would share.
Yes.
So you had advised me to send an invoice. This was about work I had done, and I hadn't heard from this woman,
Mm-hmm.
and I was feeling really kind of like I'd sent her email. You know, the communication was really,
I remember.
for me,
Yes.
yeah. So anyway, just before this call, I finally got it. So I sent out the invoice yesterday. I
Okay.
gave her, I thought I won't do it right Monday because, you know, the weekend anyway. So I sent it yesterday. And tonight, before this call, I received 2 emails from her. And the first was responding to a question I had 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
The project was like due those 2 weeks ago, but anyway. And the second was regarding my invoice, and she basically is apologizing. She's, you know, very busy. Her back went out, and by the way, she got married this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
So she had lots of reasons not to respond to you.
Well, kind of, but for me, I mean, yes, okay, yes, but you know, at the same time, like you didn't know you were getting married, like when we spoke and you had this project, like I don't really get that, but anyway, so there was that. So she thanked me for the work. She says they're reviewing it now. She'd pay my invoice no later than the end of the month, although I had given her next week as a deadline, but that's fine, whatever. So she said she's going to pay me, so that's good.
There you go. Problem solved, right?
Problem solved, but here's the thing. I guess maybe this is my question because I know that I have self-worth. I feel I have self-worth issues that, you know, lifelong because my temptation is, first of all, I felt badly that I had been impatient. Like that was my first, my sort of natural response was, oh, you know, I was being impatient, you know.
Yes.
That's me. Like I don't know how to get over that. And then secondly, my next inclination is to want to offer up more help on it. You know, and I'm thinking, why do I do that? Like it's, you know, like she's offering to pay me and I should just accept that and be done with it. But part of me is just wanting to, because there were some questions I had, information was missing and that, and I, you know, and I like to do a good job. So I'm kind of struggling with that. And, you know, so there's the patience thing, like how, you know, how do you know, you know, because I'm thinking we live in such a society where everything's instantaneous. I'm conditioned, you know, if I don't hear back in a certain, there's something wrong. So I know that's kind of a multi-layered.
Well, the thing about, I hear you. I totally get what you're saying. Yes, we do live in a society where, because of the internet, people expect a response much faster than, you know, in the past. But the thing about it is, the way to deal with this is just to ask yourself whether it's a controllable or an uncontrollable. That's it. Because if it's an uncontrollable, it doesn't matter what you think, what you do, it's not going to make it a controllable for you. So you just have to release it and say, okay, this is over to the universe because I can't do anything about this. You see? Does that make sense?
Well, are you meaning when this sort of arose where I had the waiting? Like
yeah,
where I was
with
waiting, yes.
with anything. The thing to ask yourself is, with anything, is this controllable? Do I have control?
Right.
Is this something that I can do something about? If it's not, then why am I thinking about it?
Yeah.
Right? And that applies across the board to everything, any situation.
And then I guess sort of human nature is to try to understand why, you know, and you know, maybe, you know, inquiring wants an explanation, but again, it's not controllable. Now I know some sort of, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It didn't change anything for me. So you're right. Like I couldn't have controlled. I did what I could have.
Yes.
And so I guess now I'm still, I mean, I'll respond to her and congratulate her on her wedding, and and I'm debating whether to offer up any more.
No.
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 Okay.
No. Don't step back into neediness.
Right.
If she likes your work,
Right.
she will let you know.
Right.
Not your job.
Yeah. Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just be relaxed about it. And you don't worry about anything.
I think that was the part that was bothering me the most, was because I felt I had done good. I know I did good work, and so I was trying to understand why, why. So anyway.
Well, the thing is, your neediness, even if she was getting married, even if she was laid up, I'm pretty sure she was responding to other people.
Yeah.
But she's not going to respond to you, my dear, if you're needy. Your neediness will make her not respond. Okay? That's what you need to remember. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It does. I mean, although I guess I'm a little bit wondering about the need. The neediness partly was that I felt I needed the information because she told me she had a deadline. So that's where the neediness came in for me. It's like in order for
Yes,
me to
but you
finish
see,
this,
here's
I
the thing. Wait a second, Gay. Why are you taking more ownership of her project than her?
Yeah. Well, that's a good question. That's me. That's the way I operate.
Yes,
like,
but
that's my problem.
that's the problem. Is it's her project. It's
I know.
not yours. So if she
know.
if she has not bothered to respond, then the next thing you do is to say, sorry, going to have to extend the deadline because I'm still waiting on your response. She can't.
Yeah.
What's she going to do then? Because it's the ball is literally in her court. It's her project.
Yeah.
She's the one stalling it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't have to take that on, my dear. Why are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's the problem.
Yeah. I do have a tendency of taking ownership on a lot of other people's things. Like, yeah.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Don't take so much ownership of other people's stuff. You can't own someone's thing more than they own it. The other day I was talking in the Money Mindset Mastery course, I was talking to someone and she was talking about her company, and I was telling her, well, you can't, it's your baby. You can't expect other people who are helping you and they're not getting paid for helping you to take more ownership of your baby than you. Like, that's just not, it doesn't happen. Nobody will. Even when you pay people, even when they are on the payroll, they're not going to love your company as much as you love it. So it's her project. She's got to love it more than you love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, you link your self-worth to that issue, and that becomes the problem. You've got to not do that.
Yeah, it's I recognize it as a self-worth issue. I do have, what I do wrapped into my self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes. That's what you have to shift, is don't think about it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about it that way. Make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Kathy, hi, it's good to see you. Samuel, go ahead.
Can I ask a question? Yes?
Well,
Or
yeah.
who else?
Sorry?
Can
What?
I ask a question or is somebody else going?
No, Samuel's going and then you can ask yours.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Samuel, go ahead. I can't hear you, Samuel. If you're... Okay, I think you should be on, but I still can't hear you. Okay. Samuel, I'm going to let you figure that out and I'll go to Kathy. Kathy, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So this is a thought that came to me the other day, and I didn't even know I'd be able to get on tonight. But so I'm going to try to formulate it as I'm talking, but I know the topic. So in 2018 or 2017 something, my daughter-in-law Becca, and you know a lot of this, so I'm
Yes.
just going to say it. My daughter-in-law Becca told me that Marshall, my son, and I don't normally say this in front of a whole bunch of people, but this is like my family. Marshall, my son, she said,
Okay,
Marshall,
wait. Why are we going there?
because I wanted to have you teach me one line I could say in my head, not about Becca, about this one situation. What happened is I got this idea in my head about daddies and tickling and things like that, and I don't want to have it there anymore. And I look at all these other daddies and their kids, and I think differently than I ever did before, and I realize it's a pattern. It's been going on for years, and I know I didn't used to think like this.
Okay.
So I need another line, because I see all these daddies, and they're really loving with their kids.
Yes.
And for some reason, I think that got mixed up with that one topic. And I would like to have one line I can say to myself when I see it. So,
So,
Thank you.
okay, wait a second. So when you see daddies and babies together, your first thought is?
when I see daddies with little girls together and they're like hugging them in very connected ways, my first thought is what Becca said that in those years ago.
Okay.
And it doesn't feel good.
No, it wouldn't. So this is a 4-step process. You know where you are.
Okay.
You know where you want to go.
Okay.
Step 3 is giving yourself reasons, first of all, to soothe yourself and then to prove yourself wrong. So go ahead. Do that.
Okay. So I know where I am. I'm in a place where I'm thinking of things I don't like thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
I know where I want to go. I want to be able to look at these daddies and mommies, but these daddies hugging their little girls in like, oh, I just love the way these kids are so happy and the parents are so happy. That's what I want to think.
Mm-hmm.
And then step 3 is to soothe myself. No.
Well,
So
soothe
give me an
yourself.
example.
Soothe yourself and then say things that will help you to feel better.
Okay, so give me an example of something I would say to soothe myself. I don't know how to get started.
Okay. When I see little girls playing with their daddies, they seem like they're having so much fun.
Okay. When I see little girls hugging and holding their daddies, they seem like they're so happy.
Mm-hmm.
When I see little girls with their daddies,
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that they have daddies that love and adore them like that. That they love and adore them, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I see little girls with their daddies, I'm so proud to see these young men being such good daddies and husbands, because they're so, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me really happy to know that I have 2 sons, and then there's all these other men that have children and they're really loving with them. And the girls are happy. These girls are so happy to have daddies that hug them and cuddle them and hold them and carry them and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Okay.
Right? And what else? What else? So first of all, how
so
does
more
that
that
feel?
same thing.
How does that feel?
It feels good. It
Feels good, right?
It feels
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. So what else can you say to make yourself feel even better?
There's a part of me that wonders whether, like, I'm jealous that this could be a whole another 4-step process, but like I'm jealous because I know that my dad, that my mom, when I was just finished high school, and then he had 2 more kids, same age as mine, and there's a part of me that wonders maybe I'm jealous. Maybe I'm associating with that, but maybe I'm like jealous. Like,
No, you're overthinking it.
okay, thank you. Okay, good.
Okay.
I'll stop there.
You're trying to
because-
find reasons for it.
Okay, right. And my
Okay.
dad was there for me all those other years when I was little, so it's not that. Okay. So, so more that I can say, I feel really happy when I see families together and they're happy and they're good. And the daddies are really good, running to get the jacket for the little girl because she's cold, and, you know, chasing her because she's giggling. And it makes me happy to see these parents, mommies and daddies, but definitely daddies, 'cause I have 2 sons, being really loving daddies.
And I
really
have Derek,
into it.
and I see Derek and how he responds to
Yes.
everything that Lily does, and it just warms my heart to see them together.
That's exactly it. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Marshall. He just adores being a daddy.
And then and then say to yourself, and I picked up a thought virus,
Okay, I picked up a thought virus.
and I'm so willing to let it go now because I know it's not true. You have to tell yourself, right? I know it's
And I'm
not
so
true.
willing to let it go because I know it's not true.
No, it's not true.
Right. Right.
It's not true. It's not true of most of the men out there and their daughters, and it's certainly not true of my sons.
Right.
And it
Right.
wasn't true of my father,
Right. Right. Completely.
right?
Completely.
So-
yes.
That's not how we roll,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like a virus, like COVID drop, just like comes and goes. It just comes and goes.
Yes,
Got
but
it.
each to their own, right? There are people in the world who live a certain way and do certain things. And
Right.
I now understand that all of that is because of vibration. Anything that happens to anyone is their own creation. Even if that child is 2 or 3 years old, that child is creating for themselves. So
Right.
is whoever is with them, parent or not. Right? So I don't have to worry about all of that. There's nothing for me to think about here. All I want to do now is, universe, when I see little girls playing with their daddies, I want to have fun. I want to see them and just tap into the laughter and the joy and the fun that they're having. I don't have to try and read between the lines. I don't have to assume anything. I am just going to go with the flow. And now launching to appreciation. I love how proud Marshall is of his daughter. I love how Derek plays with his little girl.
Right.
Teaching her poetry, teaching her, all sorts of things, doing her school projects with her. I just love it.
Yes.
And I want all little girls in the world to have that relationship with their daddies.
Got it.
Right?
Yes.
Now that feels empowering. That feels like, you know what? I love and appreciate my sons. They are fantastic fathers, and their little girls are blessed to have their daddies. That's it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. So I'm going to go to Samuel. Samuel, is your audio working now? Let's see.
Yep.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Hey, hi. So, how do I have patience? Basically, patience in manifesting.
Well, you seem to have a lot of patience in some areas. How do you have that patience? You have the patience to read a lot. You have the patience to play a lot of video games. You have the patience to eat a lot of food. How do you have that patience?
Because they feel good, I think.
So
Actually, I have no idea.
think about that for a minute and I'll come back to you while I go to Tammy. Tammy, I'm coming back to you, so you think about that. Tammy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so I have a question which I wrote down. I don't even know if it's relevant. Just collect questions. Well,
Sure. Go ahead.
I'll ask you. So if I'm low on the emotional scale and I think of a solution to something, a problem, and I just keep it there, I don't act on it. But when I'm higher up, I still feel like it's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a bit not sure whether I should act on it.
Okay. Is there something specific that's on your mind?
There was, but it's kind of gone now, so I can't remember. But I remember putting down that question.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
yeah.
So the thing about a solution that comes to mind doesn't make the solution right or wrong. It's your vibrational readiness to follow through on it. See?
Right. Okay. That makes instant sense.
There you go. That's the answer.
It is a good solution, but I'm just not ready for it. So that gap was too big for me to.
Mm-hmm. Same thing. You're ready to act and everything falls into place when you're high on the emotional scale. It's not that the solution changes, it's you who changes. Okay?
Yeah, because we go up and down constantly, right?
Exactly.
So maybe in that instant, I was like, oh, solution, so I went up, but then.
Exactly.
So
Whatever happens is a result of your ability to line up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wasn't that easy? Yes, easy peasy.
Yes, I wonder why we make things so hard.
It's not anything to do with you. This work, trust me, I've been doing it for a very long time. Took me a while, long time. You know, I see other teachers out there and they say, oh, I did this and instantly my life changed. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how you did that, because
You did that.
that wasn't my experience. It took a while because law of attraction applies so differently when the person changes or the situation changes or it's a different day. It just applies differently. And to learn all of that, it takes a while. So you are doing very well. You are doing phenomenally well. Trust your instincts. You're good.
Okay.
Okay? So it's the right. So if you look at a big ocean and your inner being says, I don't think you can swim in that, don't swim in that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Follow your guidance. And on another day, if you went to the same ocean and this time you had a life jacket on, your inner being would be, yeah, go for it. No problem. It's your readiness. Okay? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing is good or bad for us. Nothing is right or wrong for us because we have free will. We can choose anything, but we have to be ready for what we are choosing. And that is the reason why some things take a lot of time for us to manifest, because we are not ready. Sometimes the readiness gap is about acquiring a skill. Sometimes the readiness gap is simply about changing your vibration. Sometimes it's about both. Okay?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank
Awesome
you.
question. Such a good question. All right, Samuel, I'm back to you.
Yep.
So what do you think? Why do you have so much patience? Like this guy,
Uh-huh.
I am amazed by how much patience he has in going to the library and picking up so many books and reading all of those books. Like, how do you have the patience to do that, Samuel? I don't know how you do that.
I think because I give a shit about those. I care about those. Or is it lack of attachment?
Lack of attachment, but you
Lack of
enjoy.
neediness?
You tell yourself that you enjoy it.
Yeah, loving the process basically. Okay, got it.
Okay? And other things, like I know, since I know you, which is now how long?
1 year.
A year, right?
Yeah.
Since I know you, there are certain things that you always tell us that you don't like, but you want to do them. You constantly have a battle about wanting to do things that you don't like. So you have a choice. You have a choice.
Yeah, do them or like them.
Or
I've
let
got the
it go,
answer to-
or stop thinking about doing them. Either you find a way to like it and then move forward, or you
Yeah,
just
I found-
say, not doing it, I'm going to go do something
I
else.
found a way. I actually found a way.
Okay.
Okay, like not a way, but a book that contains the way. So it's actually so like a couple of days ago, I found this book by this like performance coach for like McKinsey and like elite athletes and that kind of thing. So basically, he says that no task is actually intrinsically like boring or whatever stuff. So basically he actually talks about like how to intrinsic motivation, how to actually love what you do, and like he says actually like just started reading the book, but basically it's something like, I think setting what he calls FEO, focus on exciting outcomes, basically setting goals, daily goals, and like place emphasis on like how you actually approach things rather than the tasks themselves or something like that. I just started reading the book. So next week when I move back, I'm gonna like try applying it to work
So
when I start working again.
okay,
Yeah.
but here's the thing that I want you to do is you've got to understand why that works. You've got to understand that you are the one who is making something fun or not fun. You are the one.
Yeah.
Nothing is intrinsically good or bad, right or wrong, fun or not. Nothing is. Okay?
Yeah.
If you people coming out of a movie theater, you sit at the door and you ask each one of them coming out what they thought of the movie. Everyone will give you a different response.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you think that is? It's not because the movie is intrinsically good or bad. Right?
Yeah.
It's because of your perception. So we go back, Samuel, we go back to the formula. You know the formula. Tell me what the formula is.
Basically it's your perception of things, telling yourself you actually like love like what you have to do. Reality plus facts plus perception. So yeah, that's the formula.
That's the formula.
Perception of
Reality
things,
is equal to facts plus perception. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. So you are in charge of your perception. No one else is. So you're telling yourself that some things you like and some things you don't. It's a decision. That's what gives us free will, right? Yeah. Free will means I can decide whether to like something or not to like something. So so let me rephrase. Here's what you're doing to yourself. You're saying, I want to do this because I think if I do this, then I will get that. And I really want that. But I don't want to do this.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make myself want to do the things that I don't want to do,
Yes.
so that hopefully later on I'll be able to like get the things I want to do.
But the thing that I want you to shift away from, Samuel, love you so much, sweetheart, is that you think that that is the only way to get the thing on the other side.
Oh yeah.
Right? So it's
Yeah.
conditioned. So you have created a connection and a condition. So if you just say to yourself, I'm going to have fun doing this thing, whether I get that end result or not doesn't matter. Because I'm learning to have fun about this. The objective is to learn how to have fun with this. The objective is not to get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's not the objective. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it so that I can teach myself to have fun under all circumstances. Change the goal. Because nothing is conditional on anything else. The money that you want, the love that you want, the relationship that you want, anything that you want is not conditional on anything else.
I think I'm starting to understand. It's all about the like feeling good.
Yes, it is all
Yeah.
about feeling good. Right? So the main thing, Samuel, is about not getting stuck. Because when we keep moving, so this is where people still take action even though they're not feeling good, because the taking of action makes them feel good.
Yeah.
It's like if I do nothing, let's say I am thirsty and I'm sitting on the couch. If I do nothing to get up and go and get myself water, I will keep getting more and more thirsty. Right? So
Yeah.
if I get up and I take a step going towards getting myself a glass of water, now I'm in hope. I just made the transition to hope because I have got off. Even though I didn't want to get up. I was so comfortable. But I'm going to get up anyway. It happens to a lot of people in the middle of the night when they don't want to get out of bed to go and pee.
Going to the washroom, yeah.
Right? So then you weigh which one is more uncomfortable. Getting off the couch to go and get water or becoming thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. So this is why a lot of teachers will say, take some action. Because when you take some action, you go into a place of, yes, you feel better. That's why inaction feels bad, because the same amount of time will go by whether or not you take action or not. Right? So much better tomorrow to tell yourself, I did something to accomplish my goal, than to get to the next day and say, nothing's working for me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. You get that?
Okay.
So what are you going to do differently?
Okay. I'm going to try to focus on having fun and feeling good, like while I work, when I start working next week. Also listing a positive aspects.
Good. Very good.
Yeah,
You
those are
can
the
do
main
it.
things. And the third
Absolutely.
thing, I'm going to try that. What the book actually says, the thing about like basically I'm going to try to apply what the book actually says, because it seems like because I believe it seems like it will work. I believe that
Well,
it will work. So
the thing is, gotta experiment.
yeah,
right?
that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah,
Awesome. You're doing so
Okay,
well. Love you
thanks.
so much.
Thanks.
Awesome. And thank you for the beautiful question. All right, Christina. Hi, Christina. So good to see you here. Go ahead. How can I help?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Let me lower the hand because I have the stage. So I am going away on vacation next week, and instead of getting excited and getting ready and etc., I feel a lot of anxiety, like its usual self. And the anxiety makes me freeze and I'm not able to accomplish anything. I'm just stuck.
Oh,
So it's like everything else. When I have to take steps for something, then I have my second doubt and I get frozen and
So-
nothing gets done and I feel bad. So I was listening to your response to Samuel. Some of it I guess I can use as well. But what can I do to get me closer to excitement, and not as much about excitement, but there's things that I still need to do. There's some entry visa that I need to complete in the 7 days before. Like there's this kind of preparation that are important, right? And getting Eddie ready to take him to my friend, and there's a lot of things that need to happen.
okay.
And I just don't, I get stuck, I freeze.
Okay. Do you really want to go for this holiday?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are the thoughts that cause anxiety?
Packing
Okay.
and getting the right getting the right information for the entry, kind of a visa, electronic visa kind of thing. Getting it's all the preparation,
Okay.
packing mostly,
Okay.
getting the Eddie packed up,
Yeah.
clean the house and leave it in a decent place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Buy a couple of things.
Okay. How many days away are you from your trip?
4.
Okay. So if you are 4 days away from your trip, then the most important thing is to do your visa. That's because Eddie, if you look at the things that are on your list of things to do, dropping Eddie off can happen on the day when you're traveling, literally. Unless your flight is very early.
It is very early. Yes.
Okay, so the day before you're traveling, you can drop Eddie off before the day before you're traveling. Packing doesn't take very long. Just now, your only work is to make a list of things that you have to take with you, and actually put them in the suitcase on the same day that you're taking Eddie to your friends. The most important thing is getting your visa in order. Everything else will fall into place. Literally. And you have friends. You're not that far away. You're in Pickering. You just ask all the unicorns to come over and they'll take over and your house will be cleaned and your packing will be done and you'll have a lot of fun in the process as well. You can always ask for help. Help is there. But the first thing is, right now, tonight, to get on the website and apply for your visa. So what is it about applying for the visa that makes you anxious?
Getting on the right site, getting I have the passport ready to get the number. I don't even remember what they are asking. But even the packing is like, oh, I have to go downstairs in the locker and get the suitcase. But I think the
Okay, we don't need to. No, stop.
the
No,
manager.
no, stop. You are overwhelming yourself.
Yes,
Getting
exactly.
the suitcase is tomorrow's task. You don't have to do
Uh-huh.
that today, okay? Today, all you have to do is, where are you going?
To my township in Aruba.
Okay, so then all you have to do is get your passport out and get online. And there's so many helpful resources. I mean, even if you go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT how to do it, ChatGPT will tell you what you need. YouTube is there. Gemini is there on Google. Like, there's so many resources. And here's the thing. If you make a mistake on filling out the paperwork, they will let you know. It's not,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
so there's no problem. You can do this. What time is it? Let's see. It's 8:48. It's only going to take you half an hour to do it. I'm going to call you in half an hour, Christina. I'm going to call you when I get off this call. So
Okay.
you're going to get off the call now, and you're going to go and start doing your visa application. I'm going to call you in half an hour.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. Love you so much. I'll talk to you in half an hour.
Thank you. Bye.
You are so welcome. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Does anyone have another question for us? Let's see. Deborah, do you have a question?
No, thank you, Sarah.
Okay. Nancy, do you have another question? Okay. Gay, do you have another question?
No, I don't have another question, thanks.
Akbar, do you have another question?
I'm okay, Zara. Thank you.
You're welcome. Kathy, go ahead.
Okay, I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Okay.
Just as you were telling Christina what you were going to do, call her, I was thinking, okay, I'll call her and we can sit on the phone together as she does it. And then you said that to her. And I said to my appreciation group people tonight, how amazing it is that I can be on an airplane, do a video about my struggle, and then post it, and you responded to it. So between Source and you, we're good to go.
We're good to go. We're always good to go. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, I love that we have such a tight community that, like there's always somebody there, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's the best part
Always.
of it. Always someone there. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Thank
fantastic. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sue, do you have another question?
No. No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I'm all set.
All
Thank
set.
you.
Awesome. Tammy, did you have another question?